Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Honest Abe Hour. Hope you guys are doing great and had a wonderful weekend. First thing, I want to thank everyone that tuned in on Sunday. Thank you so much for your support and your kind words. I do want to thank our family, friends, loved ones, co-workers, and our listeners that actually gave us a feedback and reached out to us. We really, really appreciate your support. That actually motivates us and gives me the drive and the energy to keep, working harder and delivering on time. We do apologize for not releasing on Sunday. We had a little hiccup or delay, and we're actually doing our best to release on Tuesday night. As usual, with me, my producer, and my friend Justice.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
We are brought to you by Dream Factory Mixed Media. And again, thank you so much for tuning in and for your support and your kind words. So, welcome back. I'm extremely happy, actually extremely happy for the support we received. And that actually gave me the motivation, the inspiration to keep going and go hard and keep going hard. Last week, we spoke about roadblocks. And we presented this challenge that we face every day, or the obstacles that we go through every day. And we presented it as this giant wall. And we're trying to figure out how to climb that wall or overcome it. And I pointed out that in order for you to do that, you need to admit that there is an obstacle, face it, and then figure out how to approach it. And some of us have different kind of obstacles that we deal with. And I was trying to figure out how to give you a set of tools or equipment or the gear that will allow you to overcome the obstacle. So if you look at it as someone that's trying to climb that wall, you want to have the right gear to climb that wall. If you're trying to break that wall down or knock that wall down, you do want this giant hammer, like a sledgehammer, to actually knock that wall down. Or if you're trying to build a staircase, you need the right amount of material to build that staircase to actually get over that wall. And those equipments or materials, they come in when you develop certain good habits. But in order for you to do that, you need to be motivated or find some kind of motivation to get you there. And I think that's one of the hardest steps, is to get self-motivated or find the motivation to get you going. And to be completely honest, that got me thinking, we all have different ways of approaching certain things. And where do we get our motivation, or where do we find it? And there was no easy answer for that. I started to realize that every one of us have a different place and space to find certain things. And for me personally, the way I motivate myself, or where I find my motivation, it comes from certain things that I do. So me trying to live a healthy lifestyle, trying to stay active, it puts me in a mindset where I get energy, I get this drive every day to do what I have to do to get by. And it doesn't allow me to slack as much or to slow down as much. And that kind of feeling motivates me to keep doing more and keep pushing harder. But also for me personally, results matters. So in my situation, every time I see results, positive results, I keep building on that. I want to do more, and I want to keep basically just getting more. And one of the biggest things that motivate me or keeps me going, it's me looking at the past. I do not want to go back to where I used to be, and I just want to keep, pushing forward. And by doing that, my mindset and the way I look at certain things changes. I feel like I grew a lot. I became kinder. I became more understanding, and I approach everything differently now. And when I was thinking about where do people get their motivation or what motivates them, I had to look at it from different perspectives, different angles. And I had to, really ask myself, what do people do to get motivated, or where can they find it? I realized that like some of us have different situations that we deal with, or we are in a situation that doesn't allow us to find certain things that we're looking for. So we reach out to friends and family, or trying to find someone as a role model, or maybe you hear something that inspires you, or you read something, or maybe you see it, like an act of kindness, I guess. But what I'm trying to get to is, as long as you find something that motivates you, that gives you that drive, that gives you that energy, or the boost that you need to take the first step. And I think a lot of us need that first step. It's one of the hardest steps ever, because it requires you to actually do something that you're not comfortable doing, and it gets you out of that comfort zone, out of that routine that you're stuck in. And I don't know if I can give you that motivation, but I'm hoping that I can. I'm hoping that whatever I say here and in the future will benefit you and benefit me, and allows us to actually, push forward and not look backwards. The problem is, when you have like a hard moment in your life and you get kind of stuck in it, sometimes you spend so much time in it instead of trying to figure out how to get out of it. And that's how like that first episode was presented. You have to admit that you have an obstacle in your life, something that's blocking you from achieving, I guess, like a better mindset, a better life. And once you figure out what's the problem or what's the obstacle, then you have to like equip yourself, or even tell yourself, I'm ready to, tackle this thing or face this thing. And then once you do it, you do need that energy, that motivation, that drive to get you going. But if you don't have it, you need someone to give it to you, or someone to help you, I guess, like obtain it. And sadly to say, some of us don't have that. Some of us don't know where to look, or who to reach out to. So in this episode, we try our best to reach out to you. And hopefully something in here will spark, something in your life, or maybe it'll give you the boost or the energy that you need to get you there. So for me personally, and all I can speak is about I can speak only for myself, from my life experience, from what I went through. My motivation, it's me looking at where I used to be and where I'm at now, and that keeps me on check. It keeps me humble. It makes me realize that it's easy to slip up and get comfortable, and maybe there's hiccups and bumps in the road that set you back, but that's good. That's sometimes that awareness right there is like an eye opener. It allows you to see things for what they are. You're not gonna have always a good day, but if you do, that's great. But if you don't, that doesn't mean you give up, or you do not continue what you're supposed to do. Some people, honestly, I think when they want to get motivated, they find a task to complete, or something to get to get them going, or like an incentive. Or on the other hand, you have people that do it for their loved ones. If you're a parent, you do it for your children. If you do it for your parents, I guess, or do it for yourself. And I really, really hope that we can all motivate each other. See, the thing that I'm realizing right now, and I was telling Justice about it, I was talking to him about it. When you're already motivated and you feel good and you have this like positive mindset and you're actually like just doing what you want to do, it's easy to speak this way. But for someone that's not there or haven't been there, it's hard for them to relate to us. And it's not fair for us to want them to see what we see, or think what we think if they're not there. So we have to be sincere. We have to be, kind and reach out to everyone and speak their language. So find your inspiration, find what motivates you, but be willing to accept someone's help. Accept, like, when someone reach out to you or give you advice, accept it, or at least listen to it, and maybe that will help you out. But don't shut those ideas down. Don't reject them, because you can be stuck in your own ways. You could be, your worst enemy sometimes. And sometimes you don't want to listen because you think you know better, but in reality, or maybe you don't. So for me, that's what motivates me. And also the level of support we've been receiving, the kind words, the actual, feedbacks that we're getting, it's extremely, extremely motivating to someone like me. It makes me wake up every day and want to do more. And I cannot think about anything else at the moment that's motivating me more than this podcast. I admit, I love, my lifestyle. I enjoy the workouts and the traveling and eating healthy. Those things came in time. It took me a while to get to where I'm at. So I do have that as a reminder, as like every time I look in the review mirror and I want to see what's behind me, I see where I used to be. I use the example of me taking photos and recording myself to see the changes weekly and monthly. And every time I get good results back, I do not want to go back there. I want to keep just adding up and doing more. You and me kind of want to figure out, or we want to see, where do people get their motivation from? What actually motivates them? It's an honest question, and I really think there's no easy answer to it. I look at it from my perspective as a guy in his mid-30s that lives in New York, that have a full-time job, and I have a lot that I do during the day. I maximize my time. So I have certain things that gets me going. But we spoke about how some people, if they have to work from home, or if you're a single mom that have kids, or you're a person that have like 2 jobs, where do you get that energy from? Where do you get that motivation? Who do you even look up to? Where do you find it? And I don't have an answer for it. I can guess here and there, but most likely it comes from someone out there that is living a certain lifestyle that you kind of want to live that way, but you just don't know how to get there. And the reality of it, like, some people do reach out to you sometimes, and they kind of like give you like some good advice, or they give you like some kind words to keep you going, but maybe it comes in the wrong time, or maybe it comes like too late. And we're hoping that if you listen to the first episode and you kind of like face certain things at the moment and accept that, you know what, I need to make some change in my life, whether it's my eating habits or my time management or whatever it is that deep down there that you need to like change, then maybe you accept the motivation that comes at you, or accept the new ideas, or someone telling you, hey, maybe you should try this, maybe you should read this, or maybe you should look into this. And that hopefully will give you something new to look forward to. I believe personally, when I said time management, that to me was a way of reaching out to certain people to say, hey, if you manage your time right and you give yourself that 1 hour for yourself, and it's not being selfish, it's actually an hour that you deserve, it's well deserved, maybe that will allow you to like see things clearly and revisit certain things in your mind that allow you to say, you know what, maybe I should do more. Maybe now I can do this because I have the time to think, the time to approach certain things and challenges. The problem is, we know, and I know personally, how hard is it, that first step. It takes a lot out of you, man. But I'm telling you guys, once you get over that first step and you just don't look back and you build on the next one and the next one, you will turn around and you see yourself on the top of that wall. You already basically climbed it without realizing it. Because you just don't look back. It's okay to look back when you are way too ahead. So you can remind yourself, hey, man, I was all the way down there, now I'm all the way up here. But if you keep looking back every step you take, you don't give yourself enough time to move forward, enough time to like clear your mind and say, I want to do this. I want to get over this. So some of us, learn from our mistakes. Some of us use it as a reminder, but some of us get stuck in it. Mm-hmm. They don't want to get out of there. And that's the sad part, because you're spending so much time thinking about what if or should have, instead of saying, let me put that behind me and do something new. And I personally believe it's really hard to motivate someone that don't want to be motivated in the first place. It sounds like we just throwing words at each other, but in reality, it's like, dude, what do you really want? What's out there that you really want, and how can you get it? And if I gave you some kind of solution or some kind of way to get it, wouldn't you want to go and get it?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm trying to say? It's not like you're selling someone a dream. You're just trying to let them know that there's certain things that you can do that can get you there. It's not going to be easy. No one said it's going to be easy, including ourselves. I admit, I have bumps in the roads where there'll be days or weeks where I don't feel, completely 100%. But I don't go and go back to my old habits and fall back. It's one of those things that, like, I realize I grew a lot. I changed. Now, when I have, like, a hiccup or a bump in the road, I sit there and I think. I do sit there and think a lot right now. I think more than I used to. And it allows me to see certain things differently. And sometimes I speak to certain people to get a different perspective. Sometimes I ask certain people, what would you do if you were in my place? Mm-hmm. And that kind of like allows me to see, different answers and different ways to approach certain things. The younger me was totally different. I thought like I knew everything. I thought like I was better than other people and I don't need no help and no one can tell me otherwise. Right. So now, imagine I'm finding this in my 30s. Imagine how I would be in my 40s and my 50s. I keep my mind clear and I accept that you can always get help. You can always add more to your knowledge, to your life. Enough is never enough. So maybe in this episode, some people are going to say, hey, man, I like the way how you talk about motivation, but I don't know where to find it. Let me search. Let me see what really motivates me. But think about it this way. Like, if someone right now is listening, right, and they get to, like, finish this episode and say, you know what, let me find out what really motivates me. I truly believe if it's financially, or if let's say you are struggling financially, I would assume that you trying to get out of that situation. If you are, for example, trying to complete a task, or you're trying to approach something new, whether you want to travel, whether you want to take on a new challenge, it kind of gives you, I don't think it's a motivation. I think it's something something new that allows you to challenge yourself, to explore this new options. But if you don't have anything new happening and you're doing the same thing, that's why I think that routine thing, or having a routine, sometimes can benefit you and sometimes it can put you in a bad spot.
It can. It really can.
And having a good routine, you can just keep building on it. You know what I'm trying to say? And
I think that's the point, building on the routine. I think, I can't really speak for anyone else, but for myself, I've been used to having a routine of how I do things, and then I kind of got stuck in this rut. And it wasn't really a routine anymore. It was just a rut now at this point,
It becomes like this repetitive thing that you don't know when to stop.
Exactly.
It's like you're on repeat all the time. But what I realized too, man? Happiness. I mentioned that before. When you are extremely happy, you get to see things differently. The food tastes better. The music sounds better. Like there's certain things that happiness does to a person that makes them just look at things different. Mm-hmm. I really, truly, truly believe that like it's hard to be motivated if you're not happy, or at least some kind of happiness in your life that gets you going. Right. Like when you meet someone, you're like, hey, Where do you get that energy from? What gets you going every day? That person, whether they're doing it because they have a perfect, I guess, like work ethic slash mindset that gets them going, like you have, like you're locked in. But I think I would assume most of us are happy and we enjoy what we do, so we just do it because we think that's the best thing that fits us. That's the best option at the moment, and it can get better. Like let's say you make a meal, or you make like this you meal prep, and it tastes good. And like, oh man, this came out really good. How can I do it again and again and get better at it? Or let's say you travel and you learn something new, and you're like, man, I want to travel more to see what's out there. I think, me personally, that's how I started to do more. When I saw the results I was getting and how I was benefiting from it, it was really hard for me to find something negative about it or find something wrong with it. The only difference was I got to a point where I started to wonder, can I reach out to others? Can I take what I've learned and the energy that I have and give back? So some people, they're good at it. They're good at, like, taking that energy and directing it towards someone that needs it. But the person that's receiving it have to be willing to receive it, have to be willing to say, you know what, I need some help, I need some energy, I need some motivation to get me going. Thank you. And then they can build on that. Physically, everybody is different. Some people want to work out to gain muscle, to look good. Some people want to just like lose weight. Some people have like this, thing or a goal that they're trying to get to. I guess like what I'm trying to say is like they want to reach a certain body type or certain, I guess that is a body type. And they trying to get there, but they don't know how. And a lot of times, if you look at those like workout instructors or those people that give you health advice, that person is already complete. He already got there. He already knew how to get there, and he's trying to tell you how to get there. But they're not like talking to each individual. They're talking to the general, I guess, like population or public, or actually, no, let me take it back. They're talking to someone that is some way, somehow willing to put the work in. Right. They don't talk about that first step. And I think that's what separates certain people from others, is that you're not reaching out to someone that's stuck or lost, I guess, or they don't know even how to approach it. So for me, I think us talking about this whole roadblock and obstacles, it kind of like started you from, we're giving you like a startup line, somewhere to start, something for you, like a guideline, somewhere for you to say, you know what, let me figure out what's wrong. Let me figure out how can I, work on this situation that's kind of like stopping me or preventing me from doing whatever I need to do next. And maybe by doing that, you start to figure out what is the next thing I need to do. So I looked at it before I got here. I was looking at it like as a 3-step. You find the problem, or you identify it. You figure out what you need to do to get over that problem or to deal with that problem. And the third step, which is the hardest one, having the energy and the motivation to put the hard work every day, day in and day out. See, that consistency that you're looking for, it doesn't come easy. But I swear to you, man, you building up those good habits and keep stacking on top of them, it hardens your foundation. It makes you like this steady person that, like, when you wake up in the morning, you have like this guideline. You're like, you know what I'm going to do. So that personally is the way to go, I guess. Or for me personally, I think that's the way I approach certain things. Eventually I got to a point where I was like, I cannot be just talking about motivation and energy and hard work. There have to be something to go along with it. And I truly believe, man, happiness is where's it at. If you're happy, man, you do a lot of things. So I'll say this to our listeners: find something that makes you happy. If it's for your loved ones or for your kids or for yourself, just just do it. I know it sounds easy, but I don't think it's easy. I think when you say you're gonna do something, you have to do it. You have to complete it 100%. If you half-ass something or you do something and you drop it, you're not being fair to yourself. You're not being fair to anyone. And you're always gonna like look back and you're gonna remember that you never completed that task or that project, and it's gonna haunt you. It's gonna make you feel that like, I don't think I can complete anything because you never put the hard work in. You never got to sit down and look at it fully and realize, what do I need to do to complete this task? So if you think by giving yourself just 1 hour a day just to do something that you like, that's just a baby step. That's the first step. But we don't want you to stop at the 1 hour. We want you to do this every day, where you look at that 1 hour as a normal thing. And if you can get 2 hours, 3 hours, God bless, keep doing it. But you have to start somewhere. You telling yourself that it's going to happen this week, next month, you're basically playing like this future game instead of admitting to yourself that I need to do it now.
Do it now.
Right?
What's better time than now,
And especially like if okay, you asked me earlier about people that stay home, and we kind of had to like dive deep into it. We know for a fact that some people at this moment have, this COVID kind of changed their life and their lifestyle. They get to work from home. And we know that you have to work the same amount of hours that you were working in the outside world. But now you're working from your home, from your comfort zone. The problem is when you finish doing the 8-hour work, you're still in your home. You're still actually in your, I guess you are in your office, but you're actually in your house. So Justice was telling me something really interesting. He said, imagine like you work from home and then you want to eat lunch and you order and the food comes to you. So you never get to leave. And I thought about it. Maybe you should go outside and get your food. Or maybe you should go out for a walk. Instead of saying, I'm comfortable here, it's like you're going from the office to the couch and from the couch back to the office. That's not the healthiest lifestyle. That's something that you're forced to do, but you can do something about it to change it. It's just time management. So if you're talking to someone that's working from home, what would you tell them other than like go outside and get some fresh air and walk around, and maybe you can go get your food, and maybe you can go out for a walk with your family, with your pet, by yourself, and hopefully you see other people, whether they're working out, jogging, biking, playing basketball, and maybe you find the inspiration there, or maybe you find something that captures your interest and allows you to do something different. But if you stay stuck in the house, you're not going to see anything. And it's kind of fucked up to say this, but dude, all this, whether you're watching certain streaming services or you're watching certain, I guess social media platforms that you're surfing in, all it does is it just like sucks your time and your energy away. It's okay to do certain things, but with moderation, man.
You can't live in the real world and live online.
Yeah. I completely agree on that one, because like the amount of time you spend, and it goes fast.
Oh, it really does.
And some people, and I'm not trying to point at anyone, I think they get certain, feedbacks from certain platforms that they're in, and it makes them feel good. But that platform doesn't give you anything physical. It just gives you a digital kind of energy. Let's say when you get likes or followers, or someone writes something nice to you in a comment. But can you imagine if you're walking the street and you're doing something good, and every stranger that passes by, like, hey, good job, man. Keep up the hard work. You're doing amazing. I think that actually feels better than someone hit you a like button or get you like a thumbs up, and you're like, all right, I get it, I appreciate it, but we kind of trying to emphasize how living a healthy lifestyle requires you to go outside, requires you to do some activities. I think the word I'm looking for is activities.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't necessarily require you to go outside, but You know what? Actually, I had made a suggestion. I was talking to someone earlier, and I was thinking, me personally, I stay active, but I like to stay active in my house.
That's cool.
I have my yoga mat. I will roll my yoga mat out, clear the floor out, and I go in. I go ham. You know what I'm saying? Right in the comfort of my own home. It saves me money from not having to spend money at a gym.
Oh, yeah.
Membership.
Oh, yeah.
And then, too, I'm not saying that people can't go out and be active and stuff like that, but I think that it should start at home.
Start somewhere.
Start somewhere.
As long as you're doing it.
As long as you're doing it. Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
See, I think what makes you different, because you have an outdoors job, a job that you have to go outside, you spend most of your day outside. And I think we spoke about that earlier, where it's like, when you work outside, you have to plan for two things. How many hours I'm spending at work and the commute to work. When you come back home, the first thing you think to yourself, all right, I'm home right now. My day is kind of like halfway done. Now, what can I do with the rest of it? So no one blames you. No one's going to give you any, I don't want to say hard time, but no one will blame you if you end up working out from home. But if you're the person that stays home all day, I think personally it's not healthy for you to stay home all day. Because before COVID, most of us had to go outside and work and then come back home. And then continue the rest of your day doing whatever you need to do. So you have to find a balance. There has to be some kind of balance. But you have to start somewhere.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And you pushing a problem to the back of your mind and saying, hey, man, I'll deal with it later. When is later? I mean, me personally, the way I was treating myself when I was in my 20s, I kept thinking I'm going to be young forever. And I'm going to deal with it whenever I want. But the older I got, I realized you have to do double the work. Oh, yeah. And you have to maintain. And you have to keep doing this and that. It's like, it gets harder. So that's why my self-awareness is like, dude, you can have a cheat day. You can slack off here and there. But don't OD on it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Moderation.
Yeah, moderation. So, and I think in this episode, it do sound like we are repeating ourselves, but we're doing.
Hopefully that word moderation and
makes it
self motivation.
Yeah,
it's words that you hear us saying it. Yes, we do repeat it a lot, but it's for a reason. It's for a purpose.
100%. We're not saying it because we don't know what else to say. We're saying it because I personally, and I'm going to say this again, I personally believe it's a very important thing. See, once you get to a certain level and your life is good and you already have this healthy mindset, you're feeling positive, you're feeling happy, man, motivation to you is like a normal thing. But some people, man, they need it. They need it. And I know they need it. And
that's what we're here for.
And that's what we're here for. So if you're one of our listeners and you are blessed and you're happy and you know that motivation is important, but you actually have a lot of motivation in you and you know where to find it, man, I'm happy for you. I swear to you, I'm happy for you. And if you can reach out to other people and help them out and make their life a little better, do it. Do it, man. You don't need a podcast. You don't need a TV show. Just do something kind to others.
Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way.
Yeah, spread some love and be positive. And hopefully that is going to translate into this lifestyle. I personally talk about only lifestyle. I want this to be my lifestyle. Where when I wake up in the morning, if I'm feeling good, I want to make everyone around me feel good. But I don't push on it because I understand some of us have to get to that conclusion on their own.
I'm a pusher.
Oh, yeah. This is from Mean Girls. We love Mean Girls. I have no shame saying it. But yeah, so... Dude, why are you laughing? Because that's true. Who doesn't love Mean Girls?
Okay, my bad.
I know we have a... Dude, I guarantee in that comment section it'd be like, I love Mean Girls. I do. Because I'm happy. Nothing bothers me.
I'm sorry. I just can't. I'm a pusher.
I'm a pusher. I push my husband through medical school or law school. I'm going to push everyone. But we had to be completely honest with ourselves. We did record this episode on Tuesday. The energy was kind of low. We had a couple of things that we had to deal with, and I personally, and Justice can actually confirm on that, I felt that in order for me to talk about this episode, I had to be completely honest. I had to like put some more energy into it, be fair to whoever is listening, because I really believe this is an important topic, because I don't want to talk about motivation and I'm not fully there. I'm not giving it my all. I can, ease up and take a breather when it's come to something else. But when it's come to this specific topic, I want to make sure that I'm giving it my all, my 110%. Because I truly believe if someone benefits from this, then I did something right. I just want to do right, man. And I really hope family, friends, loved ones, anyone that's listening, if this gonna give you something to go on, something to push you to do better, to do more, I'm thankful. I'm extremely thankful that this got to you. And if it didn't, I hope it does in the future, or I hope you find that somewhere else. Just, you have to find it. Don't sit there and wait and waste your time. Please, just do it for me, do it for yourself. Just don't sit there and waste your time. There's going to be a lot of things that we're going to talk about in the future. But this specific topic is very important. And especially these days, there's a lot of bad things happening that can put you down, that can put you in a bad, mood or a negative mindset. Enough of that. We know it's already hard out there. We don't want you to be like consumed by all this negative and all this like sadness that's happening in the world. We know it exists. We're not ignoring it. We're not actually ignoring it or turning our heads the other way. We just choose to face a different direction, facing forward. And hopefully when things get back to normal and our lives get better, we can look back and say, you know what? We came out of this hard time altogether better, grew up. I really believe that growing up is something that we all go through. It doesn't matter how old you are. You always learn every year. Every day you see something new, and hopefully your life is interesting enough for you to keep growing and keep learning. At this moment, I do travel a lot, as much as I can, whenever I can. And every time I travel, I do my best to think about where I was and where I can be. And that allows me to see things differently. And I think that makes me extremely thankful and humble. And when I come back to the state, the first thing I want to do is talk about it. Sometimes I run this dude's ear out. I'm like, hey, man, I did this and I did that. And I'm talking like 100 words a minute. But it's because I'm in a good place. And I think to myself, if I meet someone like me and they think in the same way and they meet someone like them, it's like this kind of toxic, positive energy, though. It's like an energy that is hard for you to like hold back. And someone gonna benefit from it, including ourselves. So be happy, and if you want to find happiness somewhere else, go for it. Don't hold back. Don't be shy. Don't hesitate. There's already enough self-doubt happening. Just don't doubt yourself more than you should. At least that's my take on it, man. I told you I'm gonna come in here with this full-on energy, and I want to get everything out because that's how I want to say it from the last time, but I couldn't because there was a lot of things happening. But now that I'm getting it out and I'm feeling good about it, I really, really believe that it's going to help someone, including me and you, man. This is like one of the most important episodes or hours for me personally. And hopefully our next hour, which is like hour 3, I will talk about growth and how to, growing up and keep growing up. You never stop growing. Physically your age gets older, but hopefully your mind gets more refined. You become wiser. I personally like the idea of someone being kind. I think when you're kind and you accept people for who they are, you get to have this calmness about you. This demeanor that when you walk around, people cannot have enough of you. Because you're not pushing people away. you want everyone to get closer and closer. And that's why I think this whole idea of me saying, welcome to the family, it's kind of a family feeling. We're all strangers, but there's something that connects us. You and me are big on positive energy, man. We don't, I don't want to say we preach it, but we believe in it. But sadly to say, there's some people out there that they're consumed by negative energy. They're consumed by, or I don't want to say consumed, they criticize everything. Or they find flaws in everything you present them. And I really hope those people can be less bitter and more kinder. You know, that's for them. It's not for us. You know, for you and me, dude, we know what we want. We kind of have to be fair sometimes to certain people because they don't see what we see. And a lot of times you and me wonder, like, and it's good to ask yourself those questions, like, why is that person that way? Is it too late for that person? Or why do they even think that way? It is kind of a deep thought, but at the same time, you're thinking for them. You're not thinking for yourself. If you're a selfish person, why would you care, dude? Why would you stop whatever you're doing in the day and wonder about someone else? That shows you like you actually are, not even, you're sincere. You wonder what can that person do to get better? Why can they do better? That's what I was talking about earlier. When I was younger, I never gave a F. I'll walk around, and if I see someone next to me, whether they're stuck or they're struggling, whatever, I'm not saying that I don't care about them. I just don't bother thinking about it because all I cared about is myself. I was extremely selfish. And now I'm saying be selfish, but for the right reasons. Exactly. You know, so if you have anything in your mind that you want to say to someone out there that you think they can benefit from it, say it. Because your words, your emotions, the way how you think about it right now, this moment, it will make a difference. There's a level of, you know, like, I guess like there's a truth behind it. It's not like as we say in New York, you're not being phony, you're not being fake, you're being real. But sometimes you're too real. Mm-hmm. And there's some people that don't want to hear that. Because they say, I know already, you're pointing at the obvious. But you know why I'm doing it? Because I care about you. Isn't that kind of weird? We got to a day and age where you say something to someone that really matters and they take it the wrong way. Why do you think that?
I don't think it is that they take it the wrong way. It's just, I think that it's kind of hard coming from someone that you know, because you can hear those same words from, you know, someone on TV, you know, our big, you know, our fan favorites,
yeah,
you know, those big, you know, what do you call them,
influencers,
like that. Yeah, you'll hear those same words from those people, and you'll take it and run with it because since they said it, there's got to be some truth to it, you know.
But do you think it's a defense mechanism, or is it because they know it's coming from someone they know? They don't give it that much thought.
It's a defense mechanism as well. Because, I mean, it feels like you're kind of calling them out, like you said, you know.
But when you call someone out, and I'm really being, like, I want to know for real, you're doing it because you don't have any...
it's not, I don't think it is necessarily, okay, maybe call them out is a little bit harsh. It's not call out. It's just raising concerns. You know,
yes, or awareness,
exactly.
I like that because we never call anyone out. Yeah. We just, it's like if you saw something wrong in front of you happening, you're like, yo, hey, look at that shit. That shit's not right, man. You just pointing out something that's happening that's not right, and you're like, dude, someone should do something about it.
Exactly.
And I think when you tell someone that you care about that, hey, man, whether it's your diet or your lifestyle or your decisions that you make at the moment, they're not right. You're not judging them. You're just letting them know, man, I'm seeing something that's not right for you, and I want you to know. I always told my friends, if I don't care about you, I'm not saying nothing about it.
Yeah.
What kind of friend am I if I'm going to see you do something that's like your life is going down the road, and I'm just sitting there watching you.
I mean, we lose some of our great, some of the great ones to it because, like, they've been so deep into something and their friends or family or loved ones never really
just let it happen.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's sad, though, because you're surrounded by people that supposedly care about you and they're supposed to want the best for you, but no one says anything about it.
Exactly.
Because no one, I don't want to say have the courage or no one take the time of day to point something out.
Yeah.
You see, that's why personally I think with growth, when you're growing up, when you're learning to speak your mind, say what you have to say, don't hold back because you never know what you say right now may change someone's life in the future. This whole podcasting, it is that kind of point. It is that kind of way for us. Oh, for me personally, I am in a stage in my life where I'm blessed, where I can speak freely and say what I have to say. And I'm in a right mindset and a good spot where I can speak this way. If you put a mic in front of me a year ago or 2 years ago, God knows what I'm going to say. Maybe I was sound too bitter or too angry or too like burned out. I don't want to talk about anything other than like, oh, I want to make money, pay my bills, and make sure I'm comfortable. But now that I'm comfortable and I'm in a better place, I look forward to other things. I want to add more to my life. And that's why I'm being extremely careful with certain things that I say to certain people because I want to be fair to them. You made a great point earlier about if a single mom, all she knows is work, take care of her kids, how can she do what we do? How can she see what we see? But at the same time, we are not problem solvers. We present certain options or certain things that hopefully can benefit you. But if it doesn't, at least we tried.
Like you said,
right.
Solutions and options.
And hopefully that person can find it somewhere else. But raising awareness. Mm-hmm. I don't like this whole idea of like, if you see something wrong and it's not your problem, just let it be. You don't speak on it. You don't comment on it. You don't even bother. Just say, hey, let it be, man. It's not my problem. It's true. It's not your problem. But by making it at least your problem or your concern, it shows what kind of person you are. It shows your true character. Mm-hmm. And imagine that person that years from now benefit from whatever you said.
Yeah.
Dude, that to me, that is like the biggest reward.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I swear to you, man, most of the people that I learned from, they were like just saying certain things because they want to say it, not because they felt it's going to make them look good, it was going to make them feel good. Nah, they just said it because they knew, hey, don't do this. Hey, we should do that. And I thank God that I'm old enough to look back at those situations and say, man, that person did me good, did me right. So I'm so happy that I got to re-record this episode, especially with you, man, and we're both on the same page. I really thank everyone that gave us the time, the support, reached out to us. I really thank you guys. I know in the beginning we were trying to figure things out, but I truly believe this is like a family and it's a safe space where we can be honest with each other. If you guys want to judge us on what we do, fine by me. But just to let you know, everything we do in here comes from the goodness of our hearts. It comes from a good spot. We just want everyone to do better. If you find something wrong with that, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm not here to argue with you. I'm not here to like disagree. I'm here just to say what I have to say, and I'm hoping you benefit from it. I truly believe whoever cares about us, whoever thinks this is a good thing, they will benefit from this. They can take this and run with it. And if they want to add more to it or share their stories with us or even take this and let someone hear about it and say, hey, man, you need to, do better, do more. I think we actually got something done. If you want to shut down and turn your head the other way, man, it's called freedom of will for a reason. But please just consider this. Like, think about it before you act on it. And what do you got to lose? I know this whole hour thing sounds, I don't know, far-fetched or maybe not a good deal or trying to sell you something. But guys, girls, people, 1 hour, it's not a big deal. It's just an hour. And again, we're not asking you to go full on and you go buy weights and go. No, just ease yourself into it. Baby steps. Hopefully you can come back next weekend and say, you know what? I've followed this guys for 2 episodes or 2 hours, and just give us a chance, give yourself a chance. Every time you come back here, we're just trying to add more to it and reach out more. And if you want to, add more to our plate, feel free. You're more than welcome. I'm extremely excited right now. I'm like happy like a kid, man. I can't explain to you, dude. I feel good. I got all this out of my chest. I've been holding it in. If I can add up, when I went to Boston this weekend, I got to see, beautiful places, and I got to see like beautiful artwork. And I completely admit, I got inspired. I got inspired to see how some people, man, especially artists, or people that do, murals and paintings, they do certain things that leave like this print in a place that, it can be a random place that someone goes to or no one goes there. It's like a random spot. But for someone like me, when I see it, it just makes me feel good. And I'm so thankful that like by me randomly exploring through Boston with my bike, just biking around and checking things out, I got to think clearly about how I want to approach this hour. And I really think, or I really believe, certain things happen for a reason. Sometimes you're too over your head, or sometimes you overthink certain things, and you need something to remind you how to be humble, how to, hey, we're all human. We all make mistakes. We all have ups and downs. Just don't let that, shake you or push you too far back where you cannot get back up. It's that mindset that's gonna get you somewhere, man. So next weekend, hopefully we will deliver on time, and we promise we'll do our best. Okay. I mean, we will deliver on time. And just to be completely clear, if we ever skip a Sunday, the only reason is because we wanted to deliver more, or we want to add more. There is, in this room right here, in this space right here, I swear to you guys, there is no slacking. We never slack. We actually work extremely hard. It's just we want to give you guys our full energy, our full attention, and that's why sometimes we do things the way we do it. But we promise you, next Sunday we'll be out on time. We got this hour called growth. I know it sounds, very simple, but you, the listener, including me and my brother Justice, we all grew a lot, especially just in a year. If you want to go back a couple of years back, or just look into the future, trust me, man, you will grow, whether you like it or not. This life right here that we live, it's a non-stop process. It's like a project that never ends. I looked at it before I came here. I was thinking, it's like a race, right? Just think how beautiful is this. Imagine we all enter a race, but we all finish on our own pace. But imagine when you get to the finish line, you see everyone all your loved ones just waiting for you there. Nobody's judging, nobody's rushing, but we all get there. And once we all get there, we congratulate each other, we hug each other, and we're like, hey, what's the next race? To me, I swear to you, man, that's a beautiful image in my mind. Where it's like, man, everyone makes it to the freaking finish line. Everyone waits for each other, and then we move to the next one. There's something about having this family mindset. This let's unite, let's do it together, let's be kind to each other. I think that's where our audience, our family members, our loved ones, friends, co-workers, we can all get together. We might not know each other, but we can find a common denominator that connects us all. And that's like living healthy, wanting more, making this into a lifestyle. Don't look at it as it's a one-time thing, it's a month thing, it's a year thing. Just look at it as a lifestyle. You know how you wake up in the morning and you breathe all the time and you drink water and you just do it? Think about it that way. Don't set a limit to it. Don't set a timeline. Just do it whenever you can. Now, hopefully by the end of this whole challenge. I know we keep saying challenge, but what we mean is like hopefully when we complete all our hours and we look back at everything that we did, hopefully you'll be extremely happy and impressed with yourself and be satisfied. Satisfaction is really, really a thing where it can change someone when you're satisfied. Dude, when you're satisfied, it's hard to, get to you. It's hard to shake you down, man. And I hope that we all get there together, including you, man. I really, really think you and me are going to have more to bring in the future. And we will have more things to talk about. And, we spoke about in the future, we're trying to do this after hour. That's when we can like let loose and chill out a little bit. Because just to be clear, guys, we do have a lot to talk about and be serious about certain things and be sincere. But sometimes we do need to like decompress and relax and let things, be loose and let go. We all human in the day. We need to like balance. I think balance is very important. Don't work too hard and don't chill too hard. Find the balance in your life. And if you need someone like us to remind you how to get back on that track and stay on that track, I got you. And before we end this episode, I did had a cheat meal in Boston. Had me some fries and a double burger. I swear to that double burger part was an accident. I ordered like a regular burger, and that homie hooked me up. And when I tell Justice, I felt, I don't want to say like poop. I felt like shit, man. And bro, that slowed me down so bad. I felt so sluggish. After eating it, like within 10 minutes, I was feeling like, man, what did I do? And I'm not blaming the food. I got to a conclusion, and I told my girlfriend that with all honesty, I think I'm done from eating burgers. Nothing against it. Me personally, I feel like my body is getting affected by it more than it used to. So I'm choosing to let go of that. French fries, man, I ain't let go of that till the day I die. But burgers, bro, I'm done with it. I had to freaking bike ride a good 10, 15 minutes just to feel like normal again. And that sat in my stomach till we got back to New York. It was hard. It was like,
I'm sure it was.
Dude, and I'm like, right now I'm thinking to myself, man, maybe the next step for me is to figure out what to give up.
Oh.
What about you? I mean, okay,
maybe you should give up the beef and go
vegan.
I wouldn't necessarily say vegan, but maybe try a vegan burger instead.
Well, okay, let me ask you this though: do you think one of the problems with the burgers is the way how they stack that meat, or you just feel because the meat is too heavy the way you
the meat is way too heavy. It's the dark red meat, man.
I feel you.
It's loaded, bro.
Dude, you know me. I've tried anything vegan you present me with. I'll eat it. I'm not against it. And again, guys, I'm always willing to try new things. But at the same time, I'm learning how to let go of certain things. That's for sure. Because, like...
I mean, yeah, of course. Like, we were discussing this, in our meeting. We were talking about, picking up something and letting something go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Replacing something for something.
Exactly.
Substituting. Yeah. Yeah. I like that because sometimes, you get to a point in your life where you're like, man, as much as I love this thing, it's doing more harm than good. Mm-hmm. I think that is a problem, not even a problem. That's a situation that we all face. Mm-hmm. I've said before in the episode when, I stopped sugar, I had to eat fruits, I don't want to eat fried stuff, so I eat baked stuff. I think some of our listeners have that same
mentality.
Yeah.
They just need that, maybe that affirmation or the confirmation rather.
Yeah. But if you want to say something to our listeners when it's come to that specific topic, which is like giving up certain things for the better, just to better your life, do you think if you cannot find a substitute for that one thing that you're giving up, do you think you should keep doing it or eating it with less portions, or you hope that they will find something to substitute it with eventually?
Definitely, I wouldn't tell anyone to stop eating.
No, I feel you. I feel you on that.
But yeah, definitely try smaller portions. And I'm not an expert on this.
No, me neither. Me neither.
Well, neither of us are.
Neither. Yeah.
But yeah, for sure. Smaller portions. But always expanding. Trying something new. Like you said, man, that's always been me too as well. So
I like that.
I'm always open to trying some new shit, man.
I like it.
Especially when it comes to food.
Yeah. Oh, man, we're all food. Honestly, I'll be a liar as I'm not a foodie. I eat a lot. I enjoy food. Actually, I enjoy food more than anything. Man. It's just, I think portions is a big deal. Because sometimes, I know you heard that before, that term, like your eyes are bigger than your stomach. But sometimes the opposite. Your stomach is bigger than your eyes. Man, you eat so much and you sit there and like, oh man, where did that go?
I was just sitting here thinking, man, we need to like incorporate like a button that just says burr, 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 moderation.
Yeah, yeah. Or a ringtone.
Yeah,
Every time you know what? There should be a text. Every time someone texts you, moderation. Because you need moderation for everything. Mm-hmm. It's. I swear to you. You know what I'm saying? It's whether you're an excessive texter.
I think that sounds like hour 5.
Oh yeah, moderation. Why not?
What you guys think?
Yeah,
let us know in the comments.
Yeah,
for sure.
We love to talk about moderation because it sets a tone. Because sometimes when you like something, you don't know when to stop.
Oh yeah, I think a good challenge for us. What do you think about this?
Oh yeah.
So if hour 5 will
Hour
entitle it.
Yeah.
No, hour 5.
Hour 5.
Hour 5.
Oh yeah.
Let's talk about hour 5. We've already 2 and 3 is already taken, but 5. What about 5?
5.
We say moderation.
I'm down for that.
And what we'll do is discuss moderation, but we will not say moderation not one time during the entire episode.
Yeah, I'm down. That's a nice challenge.
Yeah.
Where we can just like play with words.
Yeah.
It's like
we're gonna run them all out there.
Oh yeah.
So there's no excuses.
Nah. And also I'm feeling more comfortable right now because just going back on the feedback that we were getting and the support that we were receiving from certain people out there, it showed us that when you're doing the right thing, you cannot. It's hard not to feel good. It's hard not to want to do more. And I think that's an eye opener. It's such a wake up kind of call. Like, hey man, you got people behind you right now that want you to do good. So if you just keep doing the right thing, we got you. We support you. I like that mindset. Mm-hmm. I swear to you, man. Like there's some kind of level of jitters and nervousness that I go through. But as I start to get going, and every time I just think about who I'm doing it for, all that goes away. I think that's why my expectation is really high because I'm trying to deliver to strangers out there, to people that they might be strangers, but hopefully in the future they become friends and join the family. Mm-hmm. But it feels good. It feels good to like feel that way because if you don't really put your all into it, me personally, I think that's when I start to slack off. When I'm like, hey man, I did my best, but did you really do your best, Abe? Did you give it your all, or are you just saying you give it your all? That's why we apologize for not releasing on Sunday, but trust me guys, it was for the right reason. We wasn't going to be happy with ourselves, and I'm pretty sure you guys wasn't going to be happy with us either. So we are, trust me when I say we are on top of our shit, and we make sure nothing goes like, unnoticed. That's why whatever happens in this studio, in this room, is really important to us. So again, thank you so much for your support and for being there for us. We really hope we see you guys next Sunday. And please keep up the hard work. Be safe out there. Enjoy, the rest of the week. And hopefully when you guys come back next Sunday, we will all be in this nice mindset and ready for hour 3. Justice, my brother, if you have something to say to our fans and to our audience, please, let them know before we get out of here. And, the floor is yours, brother.
Thank you, guys. We love you.
We love you.
We out.
And we out.